welcome back. It is Enderlock here, and thanks for stopping by. Today we are going to start the National League Canadian division here, starting off with the Calgary Outlaws. So we have the Calgary Outlaws, Montreal Royals, Ottawa Capitals, Edmonton Frost, Winnipeg Gold Rush today. So we'll start off here with the Calgary Outlaws. Come on, there we go. All right, I haven't looked at any of these teams, by the way. I did look through the AL teams a little bit before I did any of the videos. I have not looked at these at all, so I have no idea what we're gonna see here. So, not a good defense. So I wonder if we're gonna see the same defense we saw a lot. Oh, okay. As I say that, it looks like we have our first. Really? Oh, but he's DHing. Okay. Well, so not a good defensive shortstop. The first we've seen. Solid player though, I think. I will definitely add Velmir to our MVP watch list here. Let's go back. So yeah, let's see what else we've got here. Okay, solid defense. I mean, not probably the worst. Probably one of the worst defensive teams we've seen so far. So I'm hoping. I'm not really that happy with that lineup. I was trying to see who else was even worthwhile to look at. 8th round. I mean, I like. How old is he? 32. I like Young Shang, but. Not really. He's an average defender. He could hit really well. Yeah, there's just not really much to write home with there. So I hope that they have a good starting rotation here because I'm not really sure what else they use their draft capital on. So let's see here. Okay. All right. So we're definitely starting off strong in the starting pitching rotation. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to look at some of these guys. So looks like Ruben Otanes. Yeah, he's was the 8th overall pick. Oh, it's too bad he's fragile, but I will definitely add him to the Cy Young watch list here. Wow, 4 plus pitches there. Plus. Whew. Yeah, it's too bad he's fragile. Was he Canyon or was that okay, Crayon? All right. Next, and then number 2 is Helmer Vatinen, I guess. All right, so I wish that control was a little bit higher. Again, another fragile pitcher. Another fragile starting pitcher. So that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, that's just kind of unfortunate, I think. That they have two solid pitchers, but fragile pitchers there at the top. Let's see what we got here with Daniel. See, even that little bit more control makes me a little bit happier. Another fragile pitcher. But solid number 3 pitcher. Number 3, number 4 are older, unfortunately. Sanjaya, 3 pitches. I mean, at the back end of your rotation is fine. Back half, I guess. We got some below average pitchers there to end. So definitely a top heavy rotation. Be curious to see what the rest of the Canadian division looks like here. Let's go ahead and take a look then at the bullpen here. All right, so Ura is there's another typical bullpen arm with 2 pitches. And solid, one of either movement or control. Again, Dennis Herman, it's very similar. Ricky exactly the same. Looks like Giobe Ruiz is a little sorry, my cat was playing with something behind there. it looks like he doesn't have great stamina though, so but he's got 3 pitches, yay. And again, Jordan Garcia, stamina is not really anything but a relief pitcher, unfortunately. So an interesting team. It doesn't make me feel like they're at the top half. I guess we didn't look at Atoyo. Okay, he's solid. Yeah, all right. So he might be one of their better players on offense too. Then it's too bad with this speed and the lower contact. But yeah, so that is the Calgary Outlaws. We will head back here and move forward. All right, here we go. We got back here with the Montreal Royals. I'm not sure why their logo isn't coming through right. Again, haven't looked at these teams at all. So let's go ahead and see what we have here next. Okay, Facil, Ramonte. So again, 60. So again, 60 is all right defensively, but we were seeing 75, 80 for everyone in the American League. So that's interesting if there's more emphasis on defense in that side. Oscar Salas looks okay. Danny Mensing. Okay. So I guess there wasn't really. Maybe we'll take a look at. I guess Radislav Maxa. He's fine. If he's one of their better offensive players, this is one of the weaker offenses we've seen so far. That's definitely the case. I don't mind Oscar Salas here, but I do wonder about if you're gonna be the best. Well, I mean, we didn't like last team either as much, so let's go ahead and take a look here at the starting rotation then. And Lukasha, not gonna try. Oh wow. He's we'll put him on the Cy Young short list here. He definitely deserves that. He's definitely my kind of pitcher. Oh yeah. Definitely. His 4 pitches, 65 control, 60 movement. Definitely a pitcher I would pick. Oh, Pao too. Second, 75 plus pitcher, 4. So 4 plus pitches with a fastball, changeup, a sinker, and a cutter. 97 to 99 miles per hour. I wish the control was a little bit better, but he's still, with that velocity, he's still, I don't know why I always hover over set position. We're definitely adding him to the Cy Young watch list as well. 2nd round pick too. Crazy. All right, let's take a look here at Tom Spiegel. I wish that sinker was a little bit better. He's at 3 pitchers with the fastball and cutter, both plus, but that sinker's below average. But he does have better control, so be a little more happy with him in the 4 slot than the 3 slot. But let's see what else they have. Okay, I mean, between the 2 of these guys, I actually really like Triagana. With the repertoire of 5 60-plus pitches, slider, curve, changeup, sinker, splitter. Stream ground ball, so he's not going to give us as much home run. So I really like their pitching staff now at this point. If they have, all right, well, there's nobody else here. So if they have one other below average pitcher, granted, I mean, this control is what tanks his overall, but if they're able to get that up a little bit, he becomes a viable end of the rotation starter potentially. Curious to see kind of like sort at the end of the year the 50-45 ranks and look at the records, and was there anyone who actually was really good at those ratings, and is there a reason why? So let's go ahead and look at the pitching, the bullpen here. We've got Anwar, And he's that typical closer. He's solid. Definitely somebody to see at the end of the bullpen. Ed van der Molen is adaptable and motivated, so that's good. It's in the extra time in the gym. He's a typical bullpen arm. Movement over control, fine. Your Mecca, 90 fastball, so that's nice with that movement and control. Movement and control both being plus. Luke Manisil is obviously a stuff over movement and control. And just these are very average, or very typical, maybe not average, relief pitchers. So, yeah, cool. So there we are, done taking a look here at the Montreal Royals. Let's head back and move forward. All right, let's go ahead here and take a look at the Ottawa Capitals. All right, so let's see here. Jamie Ulrich. Okay. Plus power here, but gonna not, gonna strike out a lot, but he's probably more of a corner outfielder as he ages here, though only being 50 in center field. So I would want a little bit better defense there probably, but well, okay, if your left fielder is a 35, then I understand why your center fielder is a 50. Jeez. All right, David Gallagher. He their first round pick, the 10th overall selection. Yeah, he looks like an MVP candidate, but he looks like he's more of a first baseman probably. The kissing bug. I cannot wait to see how the kissing bug continues to go. Let's get him on that MVP watch list here. There we are. All right, David the Kissing Bug Gallagher. I would have drafted him first overall just for that nickname. So talking about bad defensive teams, yikes. Ottawa might easily be the worst we've seen so far. I guess he can get up to a little above average, but he was their second round pick too. Wow, they did not value defense at all in drafting. It doesn't look like. Watch, they'll have the first 90 shortstop we've seen here, but dang, yeah. So 70 power, 55 everything else. So that's not bad. But I don't like that defense. Just not a big fan of that defense. So we got 60 defense in second base, 55 at first. No wonder he's okay-ish. Shortstop 65 defense. So this is the first 65 catcher we've seen here in the the NL. Yeah, I mean he definitely is a solid catcher. Defense is a plus power and average. Everything else makes him, probably one of the better catchers that we've seen so far for sure. Oh wow, yeah. So Muhammad. Yeah, he's another pure power, their third round pick, and strike out a lot. Interesting. He's got not quite the makeup of a typical second baseman at all. More of a third baseman, but just doesn't have the arm to play third base, I don't think. Interesting. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rotation here. Arif is okay. fourth round pick. I mean, he's, with what we've seen, if you're going to compete in this league, I don't think he can be your first overall pitcher so far. So far, I think I'm liking Ottawa the most out of all these teams, though, even though their defense sucks, which is interesting. That isn't usually the case. Okay, they've got a really young pitching staff, it looks like, 223 here with Colin. Yeah, I think 22. Oh, I'm a big. I wish this control's a little higher, but Manilio, definitely want to watch how I'm putting him on the guys to track watch list, because 6 pitches, all plus pitches and a plus curveball. I want to see how he correlates, and at 22 he could have a long career. He's got normal health, so as long as that tick is closer to durable than fragile, he could have a longer career. So with these top 3 as your pitchers, I just wish they had one more. And I know, especially with their bad defense, because if anybody gets hit, they're gonna be not defending it that well. So Chris Long, another 3-pitch, curveballs below average though. So he's their 4th pitcher, right? So I'm not too concerned about that. And then 5th and 6th is where we typically see get dropped off. I like to see, at least when I've been looking through these teams, I'd like to see if there's one skill that one of these guys is good at. I like if one of these guys can just eat up innings, 4 pitches, eat up innings, go through the lineup 3 times. That's huge for the bullpen at times. So yeah. Speaking of the bullpen, let's go ahead and take a look at it here. We'll start off with Luis Lovato, who is just another typical bullpen arm. Solid guy. I am Groot. So we're gonna, well, there we go. We're gonna have to get a Groot logo for Luis here. Martin Messier, okay. Like Barber, 3 pitches. Again, he's only, I guess he could potentially be a spot starter or even an opener, maybe, because you could get once or twice through the lineup with him. But not, 35 stamina isn't enough to do much more, and 2 pitches there. So, all right, so that is the Ottawa Capitals. We'll go ahead and take a look at our next team. All right, let's go ahead and look at the Edmonton Frost. I like the colors of this one. So let's see who they got here. Okay, we're starting off strong. Again, we've only seen like 60-ish. Again, 60 solid defense. I'm not saying that we saw 80s like across the board in the American League. And so in the National League here, 60. So let's take a look here at Hubert. Okay, Hubert Andretti is definitely going on the MVP list. He's just a below average power there, but otherwise having 85, 80, 75 there with contact walk, avoid Ks. I is above average, so and he's got really good speed, and so he could definitely be one that we see steal a lot of bases here. That's a solid start. Wait, what was his second overall? So the 2nd overall pick was Andretti at 33 years old. So that I would not be picking a 33-year-old with my first overall pick at number 2. I'm really curious now to see who's like 3 and 4 right behind him. I'm sure we've already seen some of them, and I'm not remembering them off the top of my head. So Rohan, for defense. So we had their 2nd round pick, 79th overall in Rich Braddock. Average, First base defensively. Um, I think he definitely is an MVP contender. Uh, I'm definitely there's gonna be like 5 of these guys that are gonna be like and really suck, but I think Rich. So far, I like their lineup the best. They don't have quite as much of a weakness in defense as Ottawa did. Um, let's see, Clemens. Again, he's their 5th round pick. He's could be a plus defensive second base. So yeah, I'm really starting to lean towards Edmonton being the best Canadian team there. And still one more team to look at here after them. Um, but yeah, we'll keep going here. Oh, I was not expecting to see another 80. So their 3rd round pick, Craig. He's actually a legit superstar first baseman is what he is. But just no power, like below average power. Um, shit. Why is he? He's 36. I'm definitely Edmonton is gonna have no pitching though. I fear. I hope they have at least one good pitching. I think I'm gonna add him to the MVP watch list. I really like his makeup. I don't think he actually is going to hit enough home runs to do it, but I'd like to see where he ends up in that race for sure. Yeah, so their defense gets better. Okay. Yeah, as long as if Sebastian Wonderling can be like a 70 pitcher, I would feel good about this team. Set the bar so I could say he's not gonna win a Cy Young, I don't think, but he's not as bad as I would have maybe expected. I guess I should have looked. So we got 3 pitches there: 60, 65, 70. 60 stuff movement control. The HRA is over 60, so that's good. He's an Iron Man. Okay, so all right, maybe I'm leaning a little bit more. He's a 4th-round pick. That being that durable could really be helpful for his career. Granted, he's 30. Well, 30 you're probably could get 10 years out of him. So maybe 30 is okay. It's when they're starting to draft 33, 34-year-olds that early. Makes me wonder. Rafael Garcia. Okay, yeah, I think Edmonton. I'm going to go with Edmonton to win this division. It's going to be Edmonton and Ottawa pretty close, though. 4 pitches. 7. Oh, he's a knuckleballer. Oh, he's a knuckleballer. Knuckleballers with fastballs don't work if I remember right. So I want to watch him. If I remember right, the knuckleballers with fastballs, it doesn't always, the sim doesn't handle them well. So 70 fastball, 75 knuckleball. Sorry, that's where I was like, oh shit, a knuckleballer. So that's the first knuckleballer I think we've seen too. So maybe I should just create a knuckleballer short list. Knuckleballers. Okay, there we go. To knuckleballers. Okay, so back to Edmonton here. What round was he? 6th-round pick. Okay, yeah, and I'm interested to see his career. Rochelle Damago. 45 stamina, control 60. Yeah, he's all right. I wish. He's got 2+ pitches with the fastball and the cutter. He's got solid velocity with up to 98. And the 60 control and HRA is respectable. I wish he was my 4, not my 3, but is anyone else here really worth looking at? So one thing I notice here is they don't hit any of the below average. Their pitches are still in the 50s. Doesn't mean I necessarily always agree, but like Mitch Conroy, like All right, that control is what's helping keep him not be a 45. If this control bounces down at all, he's going to plummet. So, I really, yeah, I like their pitching staff. I think right now, and I know we still have to look through their bullpen, I'm leaning towards Edmonton for sure. So, Jaref is a good closer. 27 years old, 50 control, 60 movement, 280 pitches with a fastball and a splitter, and 98 miles per hour. Jeremy Horowitz looks just like your typical. He's got 80 curveball, 90 fastball, over 100 miles per hour. Very diverse. 25 stamina, but everything else is plus there. I definitely like him on the back end as a relief pitcher. And then we'll finish off here with Kyle Kurian, who, again, is just kind of your typical relief starting pitcher. He's kind of got just kind of slightly above average movement and control there, though. So, all right, we are down to one team left here in the NL Canadian Division. So let's go ahead and move forward. All right, here we go. Let's finish off the NL Canadian Division with the Winnipeg Gold Rush. So let's see what we've got here. Kaneko, again, bad defender. All right, let's look at De Los Santos. I like that he can play a lot of different positions, just not really any other ones that well, unfortunately. It looks like they're going to have better fielders than him, or offensive options than him, so that's good. Okay, this might be Almeza, might be the best catcher we've seen so far. The number 1 overall pick was a catcher. Short list, MVP watch list. Wow, I was not expecting the first overall pick to be a catcher. A 28-year-old catcher. I'm all right with that age there. Nice that the work ethic is good. Wish that avoid case is a little bit better, but yeah, he's a solid catcher. 65 defense, so that's definitely solid. Yeah. Okay, so the first overall pick, we found the first overall pick, Al Meza of the Winnipeg Gold Rush. So there we go. This division had pick 1 and pick 2. That's cool. That's cool. Luis Muata, not good defender again. Definitely kind of your average corner outfielder power profile, though. Be interesting to see how the I and avoid case plays out together. All right, we have our first plus defender here in this division at shortstop, and I think we'll see how the other stuff. I don't know how I'm gonna grade this out here at the end. This is gonna be close. 3rd round pick, plus defense, above average to plus everything, contact, avoid case gap, power. So Leo Mwata, and then Lufeng Si, who we just were looking at, have the first plus defensive person at shortstop we've seen. Okay, not good defense anywhere else though. So, yeah, I'm thinking I might be putting Winnipeg like 3rd, even though they had the first overall pick. So let's look at their starting rotation here. Scott Mesmer is. I like his pitch repertoire. Holy fucking shit. He's got a slider, a curveball, a splitter, and a knuckle curve 60 to 65, and a 70 changeup. Below average cutter to go with that. Control 65, movement 65. Yeah, Scott Mesmer's solid. He was their 7th round pick. I'm surprised he lasted that long. Jim Fellers was their 5th round pick, but their 2nd pitcher. That's interesting. Not really a big fan of Jim here with only 2 pitches as a starter. Yeah, Yeah, not a fan. Actually, Benito Senapati, I'm way more happier with him having 3 pitches that are usable. I'm not sure that Jim Fellers is anything more than a relief arm, unfortunately. So they, ended up being 60 across the board. Although I should look at these because they cheated with. Okay. 3. Okay, so they. Oh, this is going to be hard now. I might put them above Ottawa. I don't know. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rotation. I know, sorry, I'm getting to the end, so I'm not focusing on this, and I'm trying to think about who I want to pick to win the division. So, Maudad, average, to above average closer. Solid control, which is nice. Mike Lewis. Yep. Maybe your above average relief pitcher. He's got plus control and movement. 2 pitches. Theo, again, he's your average relief pitcher with the average. Again, Stefan, average, is that 50 control, not bringing above average to both stats. Yeah, so Steve Miller might be one of my more favorite ones on the relievers. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really like their defense as a whole. I wish that, again, I'm not really sure why Thomas Roger, who's a 50 defensive, isn't starting at first base. And then I don't know why he's not playing left. Well, because they want to make him. Okay, so that makes sense, I guess. I can let that one go. But why is... See, that's the problem here. They need someone who can actually play a corner infield position or outfield position. I feel like, they just don't have that. Or they need they need to deal one of those power hitting corner outfielders that can't defend to someone who needs a DH and pull in a first starter. Or someone else in the start. Someone to replace Jim. Get Jim out of there. Get Jim in their bullpen like he deserves to be. So, all right, that is the Winnipeg Gold Rush. Let's go out and head back. Take a look at the division as a whole. All right, so I thought about this, and I know I liked Ottawa first, then I liked Edmonton, and then I started to really like Winnipeg, and then I can't get by their defense. Their defense is it needs some tweaking. If they make a couple of moves, I could see Winnipeg being the team to beat. But I'm going Edmonton, Winnipeg, Ottawa. I wouldn't be surprised to see Winnipeg or Ottawa switched up a little bit. And then Montreal or Calgary, pick your poison at the bottom there. I don't care. I don't think either of them are going to be relevant at all this year. But yeah, there it is. Edmonton, Winnipeg, Ottawa. Those are the top 3 here in the NL Canadian Division. So, thanks again for stopping by and hanging out with us here. This is Ender Locke in the PBA signing out. We'll look forward to seeing you next time when we work through the NL Mexican Division and the 5 teams there. See you next time.